Going live. Halftime report.
Lager infused. There we go.
We live right now.
Like,
Sarah, bring us drinks. Bring us drinks right now.
I do have half my drink.
You want a can?
Now we've got.
Look, I have one right over there.
Was the camera still on right now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, who's here right now?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's.
Who's here? Who's
We
watching
have
right
four
now?
people watching.
Jeff
right
Key,
now.
the halftime report. This is Murphy Post, everybody. Everybody remembers Murphy. Who remembers Murphy? We got four. We got 4 people watching this.
Yeah, we
Most
do.
people ever watched before. What do we have to say about right now? What do we have to say about this game?
Handling business. I think starting to remember what our offense can look like when Zach Thomas is healthy. Not the prettiest half I've ever seen. Texas State moved the ball pretty well from 30 to 30, but defense locked down when they had to, force a turnover. We're doing what we should do on the road in a not
backwards.
not hostile environment right now.
That's an A and B.
As an A and B. Doing what we gotta do right now. It's not a thing of beauty, but
Did you just call Texas State a hostile environment?
no, I said not a hostile
Oh.
environment.
I was about to say because
Let's be honest. The most important thing that happened today was Troy beat Georgia State, Georgia Southern. We're just doing Georgia Southern. We're doing what we need to do right now.
yeah. So that actually probably is the biggest deal for today. I mean, it's 21-0 at halftime.
Yeah, it's not great.
We're not going to lose this game. I mean, can we say that?
No, we can't say that.
We're not going to lose this game.
We are putting ourselves in a position to win this game. Let's
Right.
not get freezing cold take later.
We're not going to lose this game. They're not going to find this. They're going to find this.
They
No.
do have an impressive marching band turnout. Their marching bands come out in full effect, but nobody
use that
else.
one.
Nobody else has.
I'm actually I'm a little underimpressed. I think well, underimpressed. I think we still need to figure out how to get the passing game the way it was, and that the meat of the first half of the season. I just think right now we're just a better team. I think we're a better team. I don't think we're going against a really good team and outplaying them. I just think we're just by default more athletic on offense. But you gotta understand. So the last time Zach Thomas played, let's just count. Georgia Southern doesn't count. He played 3 plays. I just don't think that counts. I think that you look at that Louisiana game was the last time he played. If we're gonna be honest, that's the last time he really played a game. Didn't look that great. So we're all kind of looking at it going, well, how's he gonna react to this? And I think it's a great thing that he's gonna have this game to go through before Georgia State, and then that Troy game. I actually think we're set up pretty nice. He got that break. I'm talking about Zach Thomas now, or I'm sorry, Zach Rogers as the ESPN 3 guys. Did you hear that? Did you?
No,
They called him Zach Rogers.
It was Zach Rogers.
They
I don't mean any disrespect to Texas State when I say that I wonder if we're not playing things a little bit close to the vest
sure.
and just going with a real basic offensive game plan because we expect that we don't need it today and we've got some tricks up our sleeve for the next 2 weeks.
You got to figure that you're looking at that Troy game, especially after today. Georgia Southern did not look good today. I know you probably didn't watch much of that, but Georgia Southern did not look good. And you know what's funny about that? I feel like, and I don't want to sound obnoxious about this, although I do love sounding obnoxious, but at the same time, I feel like that game that Troy played against Georgia Southern is the game I thought we were going to play,
I'd see that.
where we shut them down, take them out. Now Georgia Southern did score that late touchdown in the fourth quarter that kind of made it semi-competitive, but it really wasn't. I mean, after the second half started, Troy was a better team. I thought that's how we were going to look against Georgia Southern. Now you rip the whole like you take into consideration short rest, Zach Thomas being out of the game, Jordan Fair, the whole hype of being ranked and everything else. That's what kind of made that game. But this team right now, App State going 21-0. I still don't think that our offense is as efficient as it could be. Now we have that takeaway. You know, we have two takeaways. We have a turnover on a fumble and then an interception, which is great. But I don't think Texas State looks very good.
No, but they're moving the ball. They're moving the ball 30 to 30 pretty well.
That's fair.
The turnover bailed us out on the first drive. They're moving the ball pretty well, so that would be my one concern for the half. Let's go back to making fun of Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern controlled their own destiny.
They did
last week on the road, and they got hammered. They still controlled their own destiny this week at home against Troy, and got hammered. So I know it's a Black and Gold podcast.
Yeah.
We're about App State, but we're also about Georgia Southern controlling their own destiny 2 weeks in a row and absolutely laying eggs to put us back into it. And nothing would make Georgia Southern fans madder than if they beat us by 1 million points in the regular season and then still didn't win the East. Nothing would make them matter. That's almost better than if we beat them.
it is.
It's almost better that we can control our own destiny.
That we lost,
and they can't. They don't. They beat us, and they don't control their own destiny because they laid 2 straight weeks of eggs on the road. True blue GSU. This is for you. This is for you. Yeah, enjoy it.
No, it's not on the road. They lost at home today.
Yeah, I was talking about last week.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, the Monroe game.
So they followed up by beating the first ever ranked team they've ever played at home. They followed that up. Well, it's probably the first ranked team they've ever beaten.
It's the power of Paulson. That's what they kept talking about on the TV today. Power of Paulson.
It was hilarious. They kept referring to this is kind of funny. Like this first half of the Texas State game has been such a that we're not really whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
we're handling business.
We're handling business. That's a good thing. Okay, what did Jeff Key say? The best sign to hold on December 1st. Hey, Georgia Southern household.
Now, to be fair, Troy looked pretty good.
We got to play Troy.
We got to play Troy.
But the fact that today pretty much sealed the deal that Georgia Southern's not going to host a championship game.
No,
they're going to host it.
No, they're not.
It's either going to be now. Okay, we got to play Georgia State, and I don't know who Troy plays next week, but anyway, regardless, the fact that the Georgia Southern followed up the next 2 games with a big fat L. And really not even in contested.
Not competitive.
It's not even contested.
Well, they were winning today and gave up two or three straight touchdowns in the first half and then just got smoked.
Well, no, it was so at halftime it was 17-14, and then Troy came in the second half.
I think Georgia Southern was winning that game 14-3.
Troy played,
they were winning 14-3, right?
This is what Jeff just said. Jeff Key just said Troy plays Texas State.
Yeah,
They're playing that team.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we're playing Georgia State at home. I'll take Georgia State at home. I'll take Troy taking Georgia. What that November 24th game is going to be awesome. And you know what's funny? When the Sun Belt people were putting together the schedule and they put Troy and App State on November 24th in Boone, North Carolina, they knew what they were doing.
They did. They knew what they were doing. You know who else knew what they were doing? Aqua Brew. Because I Googled it. All of you watching on ESPN3, if you haven't Googled Aqua Brew, it's a terrible logo. It's a confusing name because it's beer and water.
There's a lot of water in beer.
There's a lot of water in beer, but they won. I Googled it.
Who's watching this right now that has actually Googled? Who's Googled right now? I'm looking on. I'm gonna post this link again. Can I do that? How can I do that? How can I post it? Oh, I can. There's the share button right there.
To Aqua Brewery, trying to post a link.
No, I'm trying to post a link again to this to our Facebook group, the 333 Club. Here we go. Do it again. Tune in. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna post it again. So anybody, Jeff Key seems to only be the only guy rather.
Jeff Key's engaged. He's here. He's here for the party, Jeff.
But who has Googled Aqua Brew? Because it's a terrible production so far. It's a terrible production of this game. I mean, it is though. I mean, we're not just picking on another school to say, hey, they're another school. We're gonna pick on them. It's a terrible production. These guys.
Every misdirection play has been a cameraman's adventure. I don't think if we run a double reverse, the cameraman's going to be focused on the crowd. They have not been close.
It's terrible. The play-by-play guy called, and I know I tweeted this. I know I just posted it. They called Zach Thomas Zach Rogers. Do you not have a notebook? I mean, you don't have a kind of a cheat sheet of the roster, at least a roster.
Maybe the starting quarterback.
Zach Rogers. How does that happen? How does that happen? But anyway, so today's kind of like, I feel like you can tell me what you think. I mean, you watched.
All right. So the way I
you
feel
keep
about
talking.
it
I'm
is,
gonna hold on a second.
okay. The last time we went to Texas State, the game was a lot closer than it should have been. I was worried about today because we did have to go on the road to an environment that was not real scary, handle our business, especially considering the players probably knew that Georgia Southern lost before they ever stepped on the field. So that being said, 21-0 at halftime is a team doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's a mature team. That's a team that could have laid an egg, but showing up and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's been encouraging. I would like to see us put 7 more on the board early in the second half, take this thing to the cleaners to where we can get some people rest and start focusing on next week. So that's my goal. Not sure where AJ went. He'll be back in here in a second. His wife went to get pizza with my wife. So we've got that going for us. We're down to 5 viewers, which AJ, you better get back in here. They're gonna tune out. What I'm looking for in the second half, I'd like to see an early turnover from the defense. Offense hit a big play or two. Sutton had a chance for a touchdown in the first half. I thought he should have caught it and dropped it. So would like to see the passing game get a little bit more on target, at least for 14 more points.
I'm not
and then put in the backups and go to the house. I would like to see the defense stop the run game a little bit better. If you're not at this point, you're not playing Texas State, you're preparing for next week and then obviously the Troy game. So I would like to see our defense shore things up a little bit because even though I know it's weird to say because we haven't given up any points, I thought Texas State moved the ball pretty well. Stop that.
First half, yeah, did. They did. Well, something I saw an interesting stat at the first game of the year. Georgia State typically plays the first college football game of the year, like August 22nd. For whatever reason, the last 2 years they played early. Georgia State has 45 either true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. That's a lot. That's a lot of very young, inexperienced players. Texas State is in the same boat. They got a lot of just young, inexperienced players right now. I want to imagine that Scott Satterfield, because we talk about Charles and I talk about this every week. Scott Satterfield's probably looking at them going, there's a lot they have to do to beat us right now. There's a lot they have to do. So we're figuring out ourselves, like, what do we have to do to get past this game and then play Georgia State to essentially, like, we have to beat – well, first of all, we have to win this game, have to win Georgia State. Then we're playing this really good Troy team. So, I'm not convinced that we have really solved the quarterback passing game problem because we're not playing a very good team. We're not playing a very good team.
No.
I think we need to continue to get reps. That's just me. Just watching this, I'm not convinced that we're doing a great job getting separation and getting. I just think there's a little work to be done. Personally, just watching, just the eyeball test. I just feel like there's a little more work to be done on that side of things. For me to feel like, we can go into any game and say, all right, you're gonna stack the box and put 8 in there. Guess what? You're gonna get ripped apart, right? But I'm not sure that we're there yet. And I'm saying this, we're 21-0. We're up 21-0.
Jeff just said we need to run the ball better. I'm with that.
I'm with that too. Actually,
I'm with it. We need to run the ball better. We're not to the pre-Jalen levels yet, which we may not get to pre-Jalen levels, but that's okay.
How blessed are we, though? I mean, think about it. Like Marcus Williams Jr. was this extremely highly touted. He's a 3-star recruit out of Pinehurst or the eastern part of the state, where we're looking at a kid like this, going, "Wow, this kid's talented." Darrington Evans, obviously, he's a stud. The fact that we're not in way worse. Actually, it was Jay Neal that said this week how many teams, and I don't know if you listen or not, but Jay Neal said how many teams can lose QB1 and running back 1 and still be winning games, right? So you got Darrington and Marcus Williams Jr. back there. I mean, it's what you can finally comment. Chris Bertolini is now tuning in all the way live from Newland, North Carolina, your old stomping.
From Newland, can he comment now because he has 56K dial-up and it finally kicked in?
And
linebacker 1, yeah. It's true.
What do you mean? From Georgia Southern? Is that
he's
Oh, it looks like we're back a little bit.
Yeah, we're
keeping an eye on the TV to see when they come back.
They're
getting ready to kick off. Well, since they're here to kick off, we don't want to be the distraction for everybody else. But
If you know a Texas State fan, call them and tell them they missed the first half. They better get
Who
to
knows?
they better get to the stadium fast.
Who knows?
Get there fast.
Hey, I want to tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is me offering a genuine, I don't know, offer, I guess you could say. If you really do a Texas State fan, let me know. I'm gonna send you a T-shirt.
And an Aqua Brew gift certificate.
That's true. That's true. All right, everybody, let's get back and watch the game. Go
Go
Avs.
Mountaineers.